No, you're fashionably early. Or fashionably on time, maybe. Hello, all. Happy Sunday. This is Dead Dodge Garage Live. I still don't know why there's always a delay before this one starts. Seems messed up. Do you think Robert Fitch can see me, or does he need to hit refresh? Wasn't it him last week? I think it was. There's always somebody. Avon's here. And back to... Well, Nick Cage. Oh, stop it. Yes, Duncan made it to the table in time. Robert Fitch can see me. Good. How's it going? Good evening, Gopher Garage. Did I say this is Dead Dodge Garage Live? I think I did. Mid-South Lowballers right there with me. I never, ever expected that engine to turn with all the water that was in it and how long it was there. Crazy stuff. Boy, here. How's it going? Duncan Russell says, you're just the man I want to talk to. There's an old Roadrunner near me for $1,500. Well, you better just be on your way. Will this 1970 Dart Swinger run? Yeah, I bet it will. Jimmy Madison is testing his screen name. It's that. Roger. Yeah. Gotcha, Stuart. Makes sense. Racing season's very much over here. Oh. Rad. Avon's living in a converted bus in Olympia for the next 6 weeks. That's cool. Dan Tupper's in the house. Yes, will this 1970 Dodge Dart Swinger run and circumnavigate the planet after sitting in a swamp for 40 years? Yeah, I never expected that to... Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it'll turn over for sure. It is dark in here. I don't know what... Well, I mean, daylight's gone. It's not a thing anymore, but... Mark's been a member for 14 months, and he posted 50. Whoa, Bill Mize is in the house. Been out of pocket a couple weeks hunting. Yeah, you have. Haven't seen you in a bit. Get anything tasty out there? Also, thank you for the giant super chat. Bill Mize, the man. Yes, the clocks go backwards. So if I appear to be an hour late, it's not my fault. I thought about just going on early, but instead I was playing with my new toy. It's over there. Ray says, the Swinger's not bad at all. Just don't understand how people can let their hot rods sit outside. Well, I mean, I have my fair share rotting out there, so yeah. But I like this. Plymouth on Poet has a tendency to not watch any videos with Will It Run in the title. I have stopped doing those. I did used to follow that formula, and then I realized, oh, I'm actually me. I don't have to do what everyone else does, so I don't. The heater just turned on. It's really loud in the room. You probably can't hear it at all. 2 wild hogs. Wife got 2 does with her bow. Nice. That's awesome. Oh. So I shouldn't promote my mom to mod then? Bill Mize just became a gold member. Thanks, Bill. What a guy. Duct tape drags. 2 mail trucks, 1 with a 440. Wow! It's time to open my big drink. Larry Barker made it on time. Welcome. Duncan Russell, would really like to see you do more with a W200. My 1964 W200? I need to get back to that. The flavor of the night is Incline Cider House Apple Crisp. Never had it before. It's some sort of limited seasonal thing, so we'll see what that's about. Lots of cinnamon. It doesn't really taste like an apple crisp per se. Jeff Militich is here. Did I say Jeff? Jeff, and Jeff. Dang it. That's not right. I think it's here. I don't know what key it's actually in. It doesn't matter. I think that's where Dylan is. It's D? Maybe not, though. Is this a commercial? No. Crash's Roadrunner Garage is here. How's it going? Paul Steinberg sipping on Peach Crown Royal. I do not play any sticks. Jeff Hutchins is off to get his big drink, a Mexican Coke. Nice. Why is the camera so dark? I don't understand. Things are just weird. They always change. Sounds like a guitar into an iPhone mic. Well, oh, yeah, right. Right. I drove almost 5 hours round trip yesterday to buy a Gibson Les Paul, but not a good one. Bill's. Yeah, I know you used to be a gold member. I've typed your name into the thing a good few times. Bill's card got hacked in Missouri at the No Name Drags. That's nice. Wow. I managed to get out with mine intact. Plymouth on Plywood says you can make anything run with the appropriate ratio of time and money. Well, yeah, that's true. Tim Jefferson says, big jelly of the dart. My next one will be my third 70 Swinger 2. Current one's a 67-8 kind of thing. I do like those. I truly cannot believe that engine turned, but it did. Daylight robbery. Yeah. Yes, indeed. I'm sitting in I wouldn't call it a man cave. It's a studio of sorts. Someone stole Jared Ellis's tailgate. That's not good. What's wrong with the Les Paul? You can't really tell from here, but someone custom reliced it with like a knife and a lighter. And the strings were all rusty and the setup was super bad. So I've already made a bunch of improvements, but it could probably use some more. Duncan Russell just became a Dead Dodge Garage member. Thank you, Duncan. Welcome to the club. Gopher Garage is looking forward to February Daytona and the return of Mopar in the Truck Series. Yeah. David Corliss, will this week's engine teardown be the 318 out of the Dart Swinger? First off, the Dart Swinger has a 360 in it. And second off, I'm going to try and make it run. This week's Engine Wednesday will be more Slant 6 assembly. I have everything to finish that, so I need to do that. Oh, were we talking about the darkness outside? Right. It is dark in here, though. Taco Time is here. What's up? Oh, Stuart Cody tried to become a member. Can't remember my Google YouTube password. Haven't punched that in years. Well, thank you for your efforts. Jeff R. says this live now starts at 12:30 p.m. Central Australian time, so I can join in with a beverage and not feel too guilty. Hell yeah. As long as you're not at work. Peter Ralph stopped in to say, hey, just wanted to let you know I love the channel. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate that. Oh, Red. Old Iron bought a 92 W150 full white trash spec. Speedo didn't work. Doesn't work. What was the issue with yours? What was the issue on mine? I don't remember. Yeah, I'm not a fan of fake relicing either. I did a strat like that when I was a wee lad and quickly realized it was dumb. But someone already did this one, so I tried to make it a little bit more authentic. But anyway. What? How did I fix that speedometer? It might have been in the melted wiring mess, actually. I really don't remember. I might have shown it in a video when I did the nose swap, but I'm not totally sure. I fully agree the 70 is the best year for the Dart. I love it. Scott Sullivan, when did D-Series switch to electronic speedos? I think it's 1990. What makes them fail? Everything. It's a Chrysler electrical component. Oh, Big Mike is here. How's it going, Big Mike? My sister's also here. Makeshift Mopars is finally off on a Sunday to join. Welcome. Excuse me. Believe in Yourself is here. So many people are here. Like Rich Jordan. And Mike Holst says, oh yeah, will it run? Yeah. Junkyard D was in here early. How's it going? What's good in the hood? Yes, Old Iron's usually late. Alan is here. Hello, Alan. Alan was early, of course. Dan Orcutt, also here early. Hot Shoes nursing a broken middle toe so he can't type clearly. I think I said hi to Rich Jordan. Yeah, pretty sure. 5 is right out. Oh, and Chris is here. Yeah, I need to buy a new hose. Colleen is here. Hello. Blah, blah. I found an 04 Dodge Dakota single cab, swapped with a 5.9, engine quest heads, carbureted, manual NV 3500. For $5,000? Hell yeah. That's awesome. Jeffrey Jr. Earhart is here from up in Skagit County. How's it going? What's up? No rust beaters have not mic'd that cam for the 6-barrel. I had lots of comments about how big block fitment issues are common, and I understand that. But new bearings, clearance issues, whatever. I did also have a bunch of people say, oh yeah, I had a cam that was exactly the same. So I forget what I was talking about. Anyway, I don't know what we'll do with it. We might have it fixed. Alan sent a picture of his face. I don't know if I want to share it. That is a lot better. That's a lot better. So Alan came over here. We had to go trim some brush around my mother's house. And Alan was going to help and bring his truck. And we were going to load up his truck, the D100. And so he came over here. And he started on my driveway first, which was really cool. Like, there's a lot of trimming around the shop that needs to happen, among other things. Anyway, he got stung by a bee, and it turns out he's really allergic. So he had to go home. That wasn't good times. David Biznett likes the Engine Wednesday series. Well done. Great info. Thanks for the efforts. Thank you. Happy to do it. Paul Wortman's Cougar speedometer does not work. That's a horse of a different color. Classic Dude Mike said, make it a gold top. Literally my plan. It's grown on me a little bit. Like, at first I thought it looked like garbage, but I kind of like it. So I'm going to rock it like that for now. Yeah, gold top was exactly my plan. It's a tribute series with P90s, and they came in black, one of a couple different bursts, or gold, and that was it. They're like a cheaper, kind of like a studio, but a little different deal. They do have the cool inlays, but no binding. I really like it. I love P90s. Martin Adams, looks like I'll need another set of 17s for the Dakota RT. Are you going to use the ones off your Dakota? No, we're not going to use them for what we're swapping stuff onto. So they might be available. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to sell the thing as a roller when we're done, or if we'll sell parts or what. I'm not sure. Stacy's in the house. Hello, Stacy. Altera Smells is here. Haven't seen that name in a while. How's it going? Yeah. As I kind of explained in the video, the taillight and bumper configuration changed from 70 to 71. Dart 71 has dual lights in the back bumper. The Scamp still has the singles, 71 to 73. And I realized today, editing my video, that my Scamp has a 70 back bumper. It doesn't have jack slots. Might be the gauge, might be wiring. Actually, well, yours is probably still running on the computer. One of the things that I did while I did the nose swap was delete the computer, and everything that used to go to it no longer does. I think the computer, yeah, that's what I did. I cut the ECM out of the circuit and wired the sensor straight to the gauge. Yeah, that's what I did. And it works. Alan Campbell is here and also a member. Hello. Donnie's here. Nice. Altair Smells. Would you recommend Cope for mild 904 rebuild parts? Yeah, Cope's the man. For sure. Definitely deal with him if he's got what you need. James Sinclair. I'm trying to update my drum brakes to disc brakes on my 65 Barracuda. I need you to instruct me on how to do it, going to the larger disc brake. Last week on Alan's 1968 Dart sedan, we did exactly what you're doing. I can't say it's like a step-by-step guide. I, unfortunately, am basically incapable of doing that. I can't give you like every little detail, every nut and bolt, every single thing you need to do. So hopefully what's in that video is enough. I've always meant to do a more detailed disc brake video, but I've just never been able to really. So I do explain basically the long and short of what you need to know in that video. It's a 68 Dart, but it's exactly the same process. So yeah. Your big thing for that is for the standard disc brake kit, you're going to need upper control arms. Now, because the ball joints are a different size, there is a little taper adapter thingy so you can keep your original control arm and use the bigger disc brake setup, but I don't think it's very good. So if I were you, I'd not. Chris wants to know, how many days a week are you working at Rocket to get the Fury GT done? Maybe 3 this week. Not enough. But I got problems of my own. Tony Sears is here. He actually has the day off tomorrow, so he gets to hang out here instead of going to bed early. Nice. Haven't seen you in a while. Got all kinds of people dropping in here. Yes. Jess Mopar Joe definitely approves of Mr. Cope. I think he's definitely been in my live comments once, I think. Pretty sure. Indirect Connection is here. Hello, Jamie, and all the victims watching. Oh, Martin Adams wants the whole truck as a roller? Okay. We're going to take the entire drivetrain. Not sure on wiring. Haven't decided. Don't really want to. Probably need that PCM, though. Then we could use a RAM harness. But there will be most of a Dakota RT left. We might use fuel tank, and we're trying to decide on the axle. The problem is, it's 6-bolt, and we're not going to do all that. So, oh, nice. Jared Ellis found a local junkyard with a 72 D100 day slightly saved. Well, it could be worse. Old Iron says, am I stupid, or does the Dart look really cool as it is, trailer hitch and all? I think it's beautiful. I don't like the trailer hitch. I apologize, Tiffany. I didn't know there were bees. I certainly wasn't trying to have Alan killed by Mother Nature. So, yeah. Stuart Cody says, the 70 Swinger gave me a little inspiration to start looking at my 72 Scamp again. Had it media blasted probably 25 years ago. Maybe you should do something with that. Jeff Hutchins, who knows about these things, says on the D series truck, or W or whatever it is, the late 80s, early 90s thing. It's probably the plastic gears in the dash gauge or speedometer. Interesting. I don't know. Friggin' dump bees. Yes, the 6-barrel camshaft certainly has at least an oversized journal. It seemed to me like the back one was ever so slightly big. I'll bet that hitch is very heavy, yeah. Barracuda's out? Barracuda was here but is leaving. Okay. What did we... I feel like we missed something. I have no idea. Jeffrey Earhart. I have an 84 W150 Prospector. I've had it for 21 years. Still love it. Would love to put a DDG sticker in back window if possible. We sell them all day long at shop.deaddodgegarage.com. I don't have any here to like mail out. They're all printed on demand, and they're not expensive. Oh, nice. Yeah. Junkyard D said, great video on the front end rebuild. Nice to see it done on the K-frame out of the car. You know what's funny? Just like 2 weeks ago, I got a comment on that video. Oh, this is ridiculous. What if you can't, not everybody can pull the K-frame. Why would you show doing it that way? Anyway, I'm going to do a suspension overhaul on my Charger, I think, if I have it long enough. And I will do that one without pulling the K-frame out. So maybe that'll make that one stupid guy happy. But anyway, Mark M. Jimmy, I know steering columns can collapse after a wreck. Is there a way to extend a column out? I need an inch or two to get my right leg on the brake. Excuse me, on the dart. No. The shaft is the part that collapses. Actually, the column itself does have a crushed section too, but you can't expand that. The column housing moves in and out about an inch at most. It has those nylon guide thingies that it sits in, and you can loosen it in the firewall plate and slide it out a little bit. But the problem there is the shaft inside, which does collapse, is plastic riveted from the factory. So you can't just grab it and pull. It's not going to move. To extend it, you have to like melt the little pin thingies out. And that can work. You know, the plastic's really just there to hold it together during assembly. But you're really not going to get what you need doing that. Would a smaller steering wheel help? People do that sometimes. Yes, McLovin 73 Swinger had 2 lights per side. Yes, that is how they are. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure Cope has mostly 727 stuff. That's why I said if he has what you need. James Sarita, is your old 40s Dodge 4x4 for sale? I sold it almost 2 years ago. Year and a half, a little more. Yeah, long gone. We have some 17s on a Durango? They're not 17s. Or are we talking about something else? Oh, that's weird. Someone else just commented about... James Sarita asked about that, and then... dang it, too many comments. Where'd it go? Somebody said... I just watched a video. Oh, yeah, Stuart Cody. Just watched one of your first videos on the 48 Dodge a couple years ago. Still have it. No, I sold it a little over a year and a half ago. Because it drove like hell and I was never going to actually use it for anything. So, yep. Chris says, when I first got my Beetle, it had a tow hitch on it. Optimistic much? You must have seen the video of the Beetle with the like fifth wheel or gooseneck ball on the roof towing a camper. Hell yeah. I'm going to have a Beetle really soon. Classic Dude, that's a Tom Petty line. What song is that? I can't decide which is worse. but not me, baby. I got you. We went to a Halloween show in Olympia on Friday. Night of the Living tribute bands, I think is what they call it. Every year they have a Halloween party with tribute bands. I actually almost played it with a Cars tribute band like 3 years ago, but that all fell apart. They had a Tom Petty tribute band, and they were all dressed as Tom Petty. Oh, stop. Not a good time. The school's calling to tell me it's a half day. They were all Tom. Tom, and Tom. And it was Tom's birthday, which is cool. But anyway, they did not play that one. Martin Adams has a 6-bolt disc rear. Brad? Yeah. Bees! God, I hate bees. Jeff Hutchins says the heavy hitch is for traction. Yeah, it's for weight transfer. Yes. So when there's a half day, I get a call, a text, and an email. And my wife gets most of those things too. So then she messages me and says, hey, it's a half day tomorrow. Every time. There's another Jeff Lux. How's it going? Indirect connection, Jason. My A-bodies are jealous of your swingers frame rails. Yes, I bet they are. Paul Wortman has not put the Scrap Pack stickers on Greenie the Cougar yet. I got Tim Jefferson's actual name is Jeff. Yes, you can join the army. I've read Tim Jefferson right when I saw the other Jeff. Yes, the Jeff Mafia is often strong on here. I got Scrap Pack stickers for the Swinger. BoobTube. I am the lead singer in all the bands. Are you insulting my abilities? www.youtube.com, search bar, Whitewood Funk, all one word, or Morning Orange. It's my current band. I can sing, and you can suck it. So many Jeffs. Yeah, B-body. I want to put a hitch on the wagon. I've always wanted to do that, but yeah. David Corwis, have you heard of Buff's Garage putting a 310 transmission out of a Dodge Aspen and putting it in a Datsun truck? I had not heard that. Nice. That does not sound fun, Stuart. Yeah. Not at all. I'm a younger, a lot of people. Aaron Raminos, can you please plan to fix Perky the taxi? I really like this car. I will. I totally will. Oh, indirect connection with a great point. What's the chance an E-body column extension fits his car? Yeah, that'd be really long, though. That's like 6 inches. That's a lot. Wait. Buff Del Campo? Hold on. Or is it a different buff? How many buffs are there? Oh. No, okay. I don't know this guy. And, duct tape. I wasn't there. That makes sense. Cool. That's rad. So many Jeffs. Too many Jeffs. Yeah, I need to work on Perky, but right now I'm trying to finish a slant 6 for Vivian and Tracy's Charger and the V-code thing. And now I've got this Swinger and I've got to build my 361 and there's just so many things. Yes, my slug bug is gold. No, we're not V8 swapping a Beetle. Does anyone have experience with the RAM track shift on the Fly 4-wheel drive on later first gens? Don't know a thing about it. Yeah. Well, everybody dies. Taco time. I know a guy who looks so much like Tom Petty, he made a website called I'm Not Tom Petty. Nice. Cars tribute band. The Vans. Nice. Richard Petty and the Fart Shakers. That's really good. Thanks, Mama M3. Everyone hammer the like button. You're so bad. That would be the one. Thanks, BoobTube. Appreciate that. No. Robert Fitch, no. How many Jeffs? There's another one right below you. Jeffrey Bose. Nice. Most painful concert, Depeche Mode. Depeche Mode! I really like Depeche Mode. I went through a big Depeche Mode phase. Listened to all of their stuff. Anyway. Rad. Yeah. Nice. Robert Dentler says, if you want to see what Jamie's Dakota looks like in near pristine condition, check out mine. Have a few vlogs on it. Nice. I saw somewhere McLovin put up a link to the merch store for anyone looking for stickers. Excuse me. Any chance you could put on a drum track and give us some bass freestyle? No. There's a drum machine somewhere. Oh, where is that? Ooh, this is not a drum machine, and I might have showed it before. I don't know. A legit Scat Pack Club sticker, and then I have the window ones. The window ones are actually super tiny. Mine are they this big? No. Yes. I don't remember. The window ones are in here somewhere. Oh, yeah. Here's one of the window ones. It's backwards because it goes... Whoop. It goes inside. Oh, come on. I can see it, but because of this light, you can't see it. There, whatever. Anyway. Couldn't find those for like 10 years. Found them. Rad. Anyway, I don't know where the drum machine went. And even if I did. Todd Martin, does tuning an Edelbrock 1406 on a 318 affect the transmission shifting? 85 Caravel, which is the Canadian version of the Grand Fury. No, it shouldn't. Unlikely. Well, no. In no way that matters. What the hell? I don't know what's going on at Barry Kuda's house right now. What did you people say to him? I have no idea what... I don't know what's going on. Whatever it is, I missed it. Okay. So many Jeffs, but how many Marlenas? Not many. Jeff Lux, is it bad Mopar form to put a scrap pack sticker on Plymouth Duster? No. Corey Pixley, where can I buy the crap hat from Crap? They're a Pacific Northwest institution. Jeff Militich almost forgot to hit the like button. Well, crisis averted. That's, yeah. Yeah, Robert Dentler, cable position or kick down linkage if you still have that. I'm still not sure what to think of this. It's fine. It's just not quite as baked apple as I expected. I got to sample the cider made from my apples today. It's actually really similar to this, but it's not carbonated yet. Really similar to this. Huh. This is just a little more cinnamony. He added cinnamon to ours, but it hasn't finished stewing yet. Hang on, I have to send a picture. How can I donate money to Alan? I don't know. Oh, you're a real man to admit they like Depeche Mode. It's an awesome band. Go for Garage. Nice to see updates on Garbage Can. Any ETA on running it again? Track doesn't open till mid-late April. So it's going to be a while. Robert Dentler is the guy who sent torque converter pics. Was that the... No, I don't remember. Was this for the push button thing? Because I did get that. I have it. Tin Can Trucker is here. How's it going? Got it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But I did end up getting it, thankfully. And it's rebuilt, actually, which is cool. Question, what causes a power steering system to turn left by itself? Valving in the gearbox is bad. Yeah, gearbox problem. Control valve or whatever. Now, what we know is gearboxes have that valving in the box. Some things, like Fords, have the control valve like built into the steering linkage. And swept line trucks with power steering have that too. Very, very similar. Chris Greenhill is here. Yes, I did see your comment last week, and you are welcome. Jamie needs a please help Alan link on his channel so Alan fans can support with contributions. I'd love to figure out how to do that. The bees aren't nearly as bad here as at Rocket. Like, nowhere near. Petrol Radcliffe's 95 Dakota is heading to Montana. The one that's here I was going to do something with, and then I realized I hate it and I don't want to. And it's Connor's truck, and he's over it. And so we're sending it down the line to our friend Chris, who is still to this day in my phone with a number that doesn't work anymore, as Chris Dakota. Yeah. Guy Kugler says, Jamie, you got to check out the video of Dick Landy banging gears with a V-gate in his Dodge Challenger. Dick Landy banging gears Dodge Challenger. Sox and Martin, Grumpy, and more. Vintage 4-speed mashup. I have watched this. Yeah, I've probably already seen it. I have watched all of the clips of that type that I could find on the internet. My favorite one is the Grumpy one with the cigar. I mean, come on. You know how many people have sent that to me over the years? You know how many people have sent me that in the last, 2 months? Excuse me. A lot. Just send Alan's donations to Jeff Hutchins. Duncan Russell says, come out with long sleeves. Yeah, dang it. I've thought about that. I need to. At least the logo ones. It's been on my list like literally since day one. So, yeah. Yeah. Something about Depeche Mode and Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I do not know Mongoloid by Devo. This is the only Devo song I need. Dang it. When is the guy picking up the toolbox charger? Well, it would have to be done to be picked up. I'd fix the shifter. It moves again, but lots more to do. That's fun. Old Iron says, fun fact, the Allen wrench was named after Allen. Lovejoy's son is named Allen. How old is he now? It's got to be getting up towards a year. Anyway, when his son was born, I feel like it was before the time of Allen. So maybe he's more than a year. I don't know. Anyway, repeatedly I said Allen, Lovejoy Jr., Allen, named, of course, after the famous Allen wrench. Mrs. One-Eyed Cat dropped in. Mike the Slacker was late. Nice. Leg Boss says, I would get the Dart Swinger running, then put a manual in it. Literally my plan. Yeah. It should be good times. And the monkey wrench was named after Jeff Hutchins. That's funny. Plymouth on Plywood. Chris Greenhill of Slant 6 Mustang fame? I've heard of that guy. Don't go to Chris Greenhill's garage and tell him to put a Slant 6 in his Fox body. Do not do that. He hates that. Good times. Oh, that's fun. Tin Can Trucker on the thing steering itself. Need to rebuild or replace box. Scary ride at 70 miles an hour when it started steering itself left the other day. Yikes. Yeah, I would just get a different box. It's fixable, I'm sure, but yeah. Raymond Cabell is here and says that 360 might be okay internally. It might be. The fact that it turned. Yeah. Jeff R., have you been by your machine shop to pick up all those heads you need? To continue the engine builds. Yes, they're all here. They're all done. They're working on Hemi stuff for me now. Raymond Cabell also loves my Swamp Fine 70 Swinger. Dude, me too. Really like that thing. Never heard of Romeo Void. No. Queens of the Stone Age have a song by that name. Yeah, it's the same song. Yep. So I know the song, but not by them. Figure that one out. Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah. Lovejoy Jr. was born before the Allen era, so that means he's got to be over a year old now. Mike R. went to Mopars with Big Daddy today in Ocala, Florida. Or however that's said. Not one fuselage car. Super disappointed. Lots of awesome other Mopars, though. Interesting. Nice. Jeffrey ordered a 5-inch truck sticker for my back window. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, 100%. Yep. Jason's sure the death noises in my transmission could have been eliminated by having a cigar hanging out of my mouth. That transmission would know who's boss. Nice. Someday. Rust Beaters, could the drifting to the right have anything to do with frame flex? It's not that it couldn't, but it doesn't. Olive is here. How's it going? Duncan Russell, the one engine I really haven't seen you delve into is the 5.9 liter Magnum. So I've said over the years that I think Magnums should stay Magnums with EFI and stuff, so I've never done any performance builds on them or anything. Did swap one, helped my friend Mike swap one into his Dart, 64 Dart, and then I did the top end on that car. Is that what I did? Yeah. I had to do... Yeah. Because when we freshened it, we allegedly put the wrong valve seals in it, which is hilarious. We put LA valve seals in it, and the valves are smaller. Anyway, stems are smaller. So I have done Magnum stuff. I have not done a performance build on one, and I will someday when I get around to it. But to be honest with you, I like the LA. It's the one that belongs in all these cars I mess with, so... Alan is accepting donations to help get an A-body 8 3/4 sure grip for the Dart. Jimmy Madison, would overfilling the 360 crankcase and rotating that crank through the oil prevent rust now that the water is gone? I was thinking something like that. Or like maybe even just like fogging oil or something. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting if that thing does run, because it had rust in like half the cylinders, a couple worse than others. Yeah. Classic Dude Mike. I was told by my friend Drew, who is associated with the tribute band thing. I mean, he works at the venue. He runs sound. He plays in every band in Olympia. He said, you should do a Tom Waits tribute next year. And I'm thinking about it, but I'm going to have to learn how to play piano better. Yeah, it's very true. I can't do a Daffy Duck, but yeah. Chris has behaved and kept his word. He hasn't demanded that I V8 swap anything in weeks. That's very true. Very true. Yes, I actually have a whole playlist of Magnum stuff, but most of it was... common issues with stock type Magnums still in the trucks they belong in. And also they were early videos and I'm really obnoxious in them. So I don't necessarily recommend you watch those. Jeff Hart is looking forward to seeing the 361 power the 57 down the river road. You and me both. Yeah. Makeshift Mopars. Friend of a friend might want to trade a Roller 71 Duster for my barely running 84 Ram Charger. What's a guy supposed to do? Do that? And Tim Top Ram Chargers are fine, I guess. I sold a visor to a guy driving one of those the other day. I also tuned it for him, kind of. And tightened the spark plugs. But 71 Duster, that's a good one. Raymond Cabell, do you jive with any Death from Above 1979? I'm not caught up like all the other guys, but I'm still caught up on something. Ooh. Yeah. Yes, I like them. Gnarly. Yes, Mark, I answered your question. The short answer, no. Yeah. It'll run. It won't run well, but it'll run. I don't know. We're going to find out together. It'll be fun. I don't know. Now, here's the thing. Like, it was rusted like that. The rings are not going to be happy, even if we do soak them and make sure they're not seized in pistons or whatever, which soaking them will not guarantee, by the way. Excuse me. It is a best foot forward type thing. But anyway... No matter what, that engine has been through some stuff, and it's not like we can rely on it to be perfectly fine forever. It might run pretty good. It might not. Well, I missed a bunch of comments from earlier, and I apologize if I missed yours. Rick Rice dropped in. Howdy. Hachu got a new laser. He can burn metal now. Nice. Dolphin Don dropped in. Bill Mice's buddy gave him an 8 3/4 for the car. Nice. I just got an 8 3/4 with a similar price tag on it on the way home from No Name, actually, in the north of Nebraska. Anyway, I don't know if I actually need it, so it might have to mysteriously find its way into Alan's car. But I'm also thinking of just taking one of my C-Buddy housings to be shortened and then hooking him up with that and some of the mini spare axle shafts. So many Jeffs. The Jeff army. Does anyone else watch infinite reruns of The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, or is that just me? What time is it, Jeffrey Peterson? It's tweet mail time. Cause I'm the lead singer of my band. So many comments. So little time. It's a Mopar. It'll run. Will the engine fit in your ultrasonic cleaner? It did run when it was parked. Yeah, nice. Patrick Radcliffe has sent $5. What are the next horsepower upgrades for the garbage can CUDA? Got to work harder on twisting those axles. Bump the timing and get better at driving. Also lean out the mixtures everywhere. Thank you. Robert Dentler says, not much you can do with the Magnum 360 without ditching the barrel intake and PCM for Hughes intake and carb. Kind of. There are things you can do, though. You can change the cam. You can port the manifold. You can port the throttle body. You can install headers. That's big. You can have Dr. Art tune your PCM. The factory timing curve is like an embarrassment. There is actually a lot on the table for a factory injected Magnum 360. But I don't think you need to do any of that because they make good power as they are. Robert Fitch plays piano very well. Well, but if I'm going to have to be Tom Waits, I got to play piano. Compression is overrated. Some of it's extra. Don't lowball me. I know what I got. Yeah, it's quite a shirt. When I sold the 81 Challenger to Mid-South Lowballer, he showed up wearing that shirt. Hilarious. Evaporust? Yeah, we're going to need a lot more. Just brim the bastard with it. Jeff Militich went to school with Jeff Peterson. Nice. Wow. Jimmy Madison had my 8 3/4 A-body custom built by Mosier along with 30 spline axles with green bearings, $1,700. That ain't bad at all for all new and good axles. Nice. Irrelevant Innocent. I have a 68 440, thinking of machining it into 454. That's not a thing, I don't think. Awkward pause or mouth organ? You want a piece of fruit? Barry Kuda definitely watched Craig Ferguson. Yeah, he's brilliant. I've watched so many. Oh, Chris has also been binge watching Craig the last 2 months. Nice. I've been watching full episodes for years, actually. Never when he was actually on the air, but yeah. What time is it, Shadow Stevens? It's time for the big cash prize! Okay. Jason says on the power steering box thingy, loosening the valve on top of the box, tapping it forward or back can help or fix the self left turning thing. Jack the car up, start it to make sure it's a box issue. Yeah, I mean, yeah. My assumption, my imagining of what he was describing was it's just steering itself to the left. I mean, going down the highway at 70, I didn't think about that possibility. There could be other front end issues. But if you fire this thing up and it turns the wheel without you touching it, that is a valve issue in the box. Make the noise. We go fishing and throw beads at people. Do you go there often, Jeffrey Peterson? Oh, sure. I got a place down there. Really? What do you do at your place in France? Wherever. Hang out in the pool. That's funny. Robert Fitch has been watching reruns of Almost Live lately. I was just yesterday thinking the words, that was the year that was. Or was it that was the week that was? Damn it. That was the year that was. Wait, hold on. That's Tom Lair. What was the... Hang on a second. I know about the lame list, obviously. I didn't they have the... Hilarious. Segments. Hold on. I got to find out what I'm thinking of. Win a date with Bill Gates. My mom always watched Always Live. Speedwalker. Nice. High Five and White Guys. The John Report with Bob. Yes, their version of Weekend Update, basically. The lame... What's week this week? Is that what I'm thinking of? Maybe it was. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. The John Report with Bob. Craig Ferguson was the best. Hilarious and also just an excellent host. So good. Do they make a Vapo Mopar? Yeah, it's called road salt. Oh, yeah, George Carlin. God, I love so many classic comedians. George Carlin, Robin Williams. You don't say. Stroker 408, perhaps someday. Put one in the Dart Sport. It was really great. I don't believe in strokers. Our Dave Carr asks, will the 6-barrel 440 be the subject of any more videos? Absolutely. I'm filming the next one right now. Yeah, Mila Kunis was a recurring guest, a good one. There were a lot of those, though. What's her name? Dang it. Come back to me. I can do better. I'm filming the next V-Code engine video right now, but it's basically, I'm going to rush through finishing the assembly because it's just assembling a big block. And then we're going to do a break-in and all that. Scoop is here, and he found the corn dogs. Nice. Hot Shoe says, from here on out, let's refer to the ultrasonic cleaner as the brrr box. That's funny. Awkward pause or mouth organ? Do you want the mustache on or off? Off, please. Too bad. Robert Dentler, Magnum has no top end. Yeah, I know. I've heard. But that mid-range where the keg is designed to make magic happen, it makes magic happen. How often do you spend? How much time do you spend above 4,500 RPM in your daily driver? Not very much, I bet. Richard Lane says, someone on a forum mentioned stock Magnum cams are installed with retarded timing. Many applications have that. I don't know about the Magnum. Is this true? Not sure. And as far as preventing detonation, the ignition timing, as I was just explaining, is really not good. There's not much of it. Yeah. And Bolin, when you are... great question. Here we go. Meaty. When you're explaining the year ranges, options, or marker light differences in your videos, are you reading a script, or is all that info just floating around in your head? What do you think? I can tell you this. The fuel level sensor, or fuel sending unit wire, in almost every classic Mopar, not trucks are different. Actually, no, it is in those two, is blue. I can tell you the size, the hex size of the head of just about every bolt holding together a classic Chrysler, certainly the ones on engines. 3/4 inch hex for small block head bolts, 11/16 for big blocks. They're smaller. Can't use a half drive impact socket on the outside ones because it'll hit the head casting. All this info is floating around in my head where important stuff should be. There is never a script. There has never been a script. There will never be a script. There are no notes. Everything is up here, for better or worse. What's the weird noise in Jamie's studio? It's the brrr box. Yeah. My sister says Craig Ferguson episodes were my favorite thing to have on at the old shop. So I guess I've been watching them for over 3 years. Probably more like 5 if she was there. Anyway. Rooster, when will you get the cam back to finish the 446 pack? I'm using the stock one. It's already installed. It's already degreed. We're good to go. That was the week that was. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. That was the week that was. But that was the year that was is a Tom Lehrer album, I guess. Yeah. Do you have a picture of Angela Lansbury? There you go. Stephen Brown, how much power can an 833 4-speed hold? A lot, like quite a bit. The factory, the 18 spline heavy duty one, excuse me, I'm pretty sure is fine with like 500-ish. Maybe that's optimistic. I don't know. It depends on how you use it. They're very strong transmissions. The iron ones, anyway. Rodney Dangerfield. He wasn't on Ferguson. I've seen a couple interviews with him. Well, so Craig Ferguson was like that was the gateway drug, but now I've watched tons of Carson, lots and lots of Carson, and Classic Conan and Letterman, like all the Letterman. The viewer or the staff clip compilations, I've watched like so many of those. Kids in the Hall, communists, and their filthy communism. Let sleeping dogs lie. Sooner or later, sleeping dogs wake up. Anyway. Russians, Ruskies. Robin Williams is a legend. What are we talking about? I don't know. Carlin's opinion on humanity. This may not be. Oh yeah, Bill Murray. Nice, good. I've met him. Shook his hand, I think. George Carlin. This may not be obvious from some of the things I've said over the years, but I like people. No, really, I do. In small doses, right up about minute and a half, whatever it is. Yes, Jimmy Madison. Original A-body 8 3/4 are fully made out of unobtainium. Cost a bit to narrow the E-body one I have in the garage. Yes, for sure. Yes. See, Chris caught the C-Lab reference. If you're looking for me, better check under the sea. Hot Shoe pumped close to 1,000 horsepower through an A833 for years. Nice. Chelsea Handler was after Craig. Courtney Love was on the show. Yeah. Nice. Martin Adams has been driving a Magnum 5.9 since 1999. You don't need to go over $4,000. This is what I'm saying. One Dotson lover. Mom laughed during Carson. Her water broke and I came out the next day. That's amazing. Lane Conley. Ever watched any Red Green Show episodes? Yeah, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. You take your duct tape. I used that for a very early and remember. So I probably can't use it again. Robert Fitch, I bet you'd sound a lot different if you were reading from a script. I bet you're right. Jason, what fuse can I replace the fusible Lincoln to 75 Dart Sport with? Just get a heavy-duty inline fuse holder. I'm trying to think of what the amp rating probably is. I don't know. Go for like 50. It's got to be able to handle the max charge from your alternator, but if it's a stock one, it should only be like 43 amps. Maybe 60 amp. I don't know. It probably doesn't even take that much, frankly. I don't know what the fusible link melts down at, but anyway. Birdie Dog is here. How much did they drop the 72-340 engine for compression or for horse ponies from the 71? I don't know. Like a whole point, maybe? Can't remember. Oh, yeah. You want to be able to replace the fuse. So we're having a recurring issue then? Yeah, just get a heavy-duty fuse holder. I like to get like screw-down ones. Yeah, and order some spare fuses, unless it's like a common type you can get at the store. AMC guy was pleasantly surprised that I knew the difference between a 70 and 71 Dart grill. Most people do not. It's very obvious. Yes, it is. I am that guy. Huh. Robert Dentler says, just read a post on the Magnum. To increase timing, you can slot the crank sensor, give it a twist, and liven it up. Interesting. Eric Honecker had a good laugh at For Better or Worse. So true. No respect. I get no respect at all. Andrew Dashiel is here from Kelso. How's it going? Yeah. Robert, crank sensor trick reminds me of the early 4.0 Jeeps. Yeah, same system. Well, not. What did they? I don't know what the early ones had for a crank sensor. The Chrysler ones, the HOs, had one just like the Magnum. Anyway, he says you can get the high altitude crank sensor for additional power. That's interesting. Yes, my sister's son just turned 7. Pretty sure we were watching it there when Colin was on leave for Henry's birth. So that was a while ago. Excuse me. Oh, Irrelevant Innocent. My bad. I'm new to the hobby and rebuilding my 73 Charger. Excuse me. There is so much you can do with a 440. It's not hard. Like 500 horsepower is not challenging in any way. You don't need to stroke it. You don't need to do anything wacky. Like just a nice, healthy 440 will do some super cool stuff. But having said that, 73 Charger, here's the great thing about them. And this is not an insult. They are really not worth very much. They don't have the same collectability as early Chargers. Like the last one that did really was the 71. 72, they made rallies. But anyway, the point is that is a beautiful blank canvas to do whatever you want, which is why we built a 73 Charger on the channel, the Toolbox Charger, exactly the way Tracy wanted to. And we built a rowdy 440, and it's awesome. Do whatever you want. You're not going to hurt the value of the car, and you're going to have a good time. But again, like you don't need to go crazy stroking things or... Yeah, you said 440. your comment was worded a little funky. Did you happen to mean because I just realized you could have meant you have a 400 and you're thinking about building a 451. Which is another thing you could do, but you don't need to worry about value, do what you want. Oh, good. Someone responded to Rooster. I read his comment and then it went right out. It went in one eye and out the other one or whatever. Yeah, Wildcat Auto Wrecking. They're in Oregon. They don't have, it's not that they have rare parts. It's just that they sell vintage Mopar parts exclusively. They have a yard full of them. Eric Honecker says, in an earlier life, you must have been an AM radio DJ. I think I missed my calling as a radio DJ. Oh, well. Andrea Alvarez is here. How's it going? Josh Homan is here. Dr. Hart is here. Is the new car's pet name the Dodge Dirt? Nah, it's been done. Watched Johnny Carson with Dean Martin the other day. I've seen that one. He sure seemed half-loaded. Maybe a little more than half. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Carson's been off the air for a long time. Barracuda says Dean Martin was never actually loaded, but he sure seemed like it. Space Cadet. Sharp Pampers. How much power will an 833 overdrive handle? Less. Much less. Unless it's got an iron case, then it's probably fine. Old Iron says, I always thought the whole and remember thing was based on Red Green. I think it is. Or Smokey the Bear. Or G.I. Joe. Yeah, Junkyard D. Yeah. No, it doesn't make sense to me either. He said, when reviewing your time slips, you had the double red light. I was not the double red light win. I was not aware of the first not worst rule. Yeah, the first person that red lights is already out of competition as soon as they red light. So if the next person red lights, they advance anyway, which is really interesting. No, I don't like Marshalls. I'm not a Marshall guy. I'm a vintage Fender and Silvertone guy. $72 340 horsepower for $70 71 340 horsepower. Well, I mean, Google exists, I think. Pretty sure it does. So we can just do this. I think. What were they rated for? 275. Yeah. 275. 290 for the 6-pack. The other problem with this, though, is in 72, the ratings changed to net. So they were rated for 240, but they changed. Okay, they actually dropped it 2-hole compression points. 8.5 to 1 for the 72 340. It's 2-hole compression points down. But they also changed to net ratings. Yeah. Of course, did the original 340 actually only make 275 horsepower? Great question. Don't know. Right. Jason, yes. Chrysler changed the wiring in the 75A body. I only learned that pretty recently. When I did that one for Ellen. And then my brother's car, the 76, that was her first car, that he now daily drives for some reason. He just ran it out of the gas that was sitting in that car for 20 plus years. What's wrong with that man? It's 240 and 275. Or 240. Whatever. Vintage Adventurer Drives. Vlad is in the house. How's it going? What's up? Yeah, Renix, that's the early 4-liter. Stuart Cody. Putting a battery disconnect switch in my Duster. Can't you just run the alternator wire to the disconnected side of the switch instead of using that secondary switch you put on your Barracuda? No, you can't. Because the accessories and the ignition and what have you will continue to run on alternator charge with the battery switch disconnected. It actually doesn't matter. Oh, wait a second. Do you mean, hold on, wait, let me think about this. Charge output goes straight all the way to the battery. When you say disconnected side, both sides are disconnected. I had to think about that. Charge went to battery. Yeah, yes. I didn't have enough wire to do it that way, but I thought about it. Yeah, I think if charge output went to the battery side, that should fix it. Dean at large. How's it going, Dean? So many things are happening. Too many things. Jimmy Madison says multiple dynos showed 320 horsepower for an early 340. See, that doesn't sound insane to me. Yes, Brady Dog. Yes, I know. That's what I said earlier was they dropped the compression. I didn't know how much. I thought it was maybe a whole point. It's 2 whole points. Paul Wortman says, bracket racing is easy and simple. Consistency and lights, and you can win in anything. Yes. Simple, I guess. Easy? You gotta be good to cut a light and run your number again and again and again. Consistency is not easy. Frank Ranger Frank is here and says, just watched the Swamp Swinger. Nice! Darylyn Hutchins is here. Hey, mate, good to see you. Love watching what you do. Best wishes from Daz. Thank you. Appreciate that. B just became a member. Thank you. That's an awfully small person. Tavo is over an hour late. Yeah. So we have daylight savings time. Sorry. Yeah, Carson's last show was in 92. But he hadn't been hosting full-time for like years at that point. Brady Dog, you get a record contract since my generous comment? I was high. No. But thanks. Hot Shoe misses request lines. Hi. Long time listener, first time caller, whatever. Jeff R., I really enjoy your Garbage Can CUDA content. Are you confident you used an incorrect clutch fork? Yes, 100%. Where would it have come from? Well, the linkage in that car was totally incorrect, customized, hacked together to kind of sort of work 20 years ago. So I pieced together a new setup, and I thought I had the right fork. Looking at it, the way it sat in there, the way it was when the drivetrain was not all the way together yet, it looked really close. It's not. I like Conan too. I actually listen to his podcast sometimes when I feel like it. Hey, Tavo, how's tomorrow afternoon treating you? Yeah, nice. Scoop drops his snacks pretty consistently. I know. Wow. Stuart Cody got a bone stock 72 340 in my 89 Shelby Dakota. Runs 780s in the 8th. $12.50 in the quarter. Dang. That's faster than the demon right now. Good times. Fox Can Fix It Garage made it and says never enough wire to do it that way ever. That's mechanic rule number 256B. Keith Hill with the question, what was the last year for my 340X heads? Should be 1970. There may have been some left in 71, but they changed over to J's. My Demon has J's. It's a December production, so yeah. I'm not sure exactly when things changed over. Rebobert, he's driving that ratty piece of garbage with the holy roof? Yes. He kicked the Camaro out of the carport. He parks the Duster in the carport now for obvious reasons. Plymouth on Plywood headed out to watch a movie with Mrs. Plymouth on Plywood. Catch you later. See you when you get home. Yeah, Brady Dog, you already slapped Tom's 70 Fury engine together. It has a cam. The oil pan, which he showed in his video yesterday, was not quite ready in time for me to install it. Like, the paint was still drying, and I just had to leave. So I got to slap the pan on, roll it over, install the heads, we'll probably use it. We'll use a single quad to break it in. And then it gets pre-oiled. Got to put the rockers together, obviously. Valve covers would be wise. They're probably not done yet either. And then we'll put it on the run stand, and then we'll run it, and then we'll put it in the car. Robert Fitch, when I do the shunt wire from my alternator output directly to the battery, I plan on using 8 gauge. Do I need to put a 12 gauge section in series as a fusible link? Well, you don't use actual 12 gauge wire. You use a fusible link. Yes. And if I might make a suggestion, unfortunately I already made the shunt wire guide, and so it's a little late. I would disconnect the wire going to the amp gauge too, because the gauge isn't going to actually do anything useful, and that will reduce the outside chance of a short melting your wiring because it has 2 different paths back to the battery, if that makes sense. Anyway, add your shunt wire, 8 gauge. A fusible link is in fact a section of 12 gauge wire. Well, I mean, it is not that. Tanner, while installing exhaust on my Scamp, I remembered I hate automatic transmissions. Dang things in the way. Making connections to get a 4-speed. Hell yeah. What if you're consistently easy? Great question. Ford used quadrajets? Ford enthusiasts use quadrajets. Chrysler used the quadrajet after the thermoquad went away, starting in 83 or 84. I can never remember that. Yeah, Tavo, Swampy Swinger surprised me. Looked more promising than it first did. Yeah, I almost didn't want to go up there. Stuart Cody says, I used to pull the charge wire to the alternator to pass tech back in the day. I thought about doing that. Brady Dog wants to know what kind of cheap swill I'm drinking tonight. It is Incline Apple Crisp seasonal cider. It's fine. It tastes a lot like the cider that I sampled today, made from my apples that Byron brewed. Classic Dude Mike watched Letterman from the first show on. Nice. Tanner just had some milk and cookies. Jason's got to get up in 6 hours. He's headed to bed. See you later. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Stuart Cody just popped a couple gummies. Oh, they're legal where you live too. Nice. Kelly Smith is here. Better late than never. Locked my keys in the truck when I was at the store. That sucks. Jeff Hutchins says maybe if he leaves the Camaro outside, the sun will fade it to a less obnoxious color. He might sell it. Lame. Junkyard D with a question. Do you know the drop difference to measure the center link if it's slant 6 or V8? It's like an inch, but the slant bar, the slant center link, is like almost completely straight. It just has a little droop, and the V8 one has a noticeable droop, just like later A bodies do. So, in the last video when I was working on the Barracuda before I left for No Name, I showed the oil pan and the steering, and that's a slant 6 one. So if yours looks like that, yeah. Kelly Smith's clock is broken. Yeah. All Classics is here. He nodded off watching PBS. Wow. That was weird. End of Time is going to go out and do some burnouts for some reason. Yeah, what Rich said. Yeah. Rabombert says, there is an 87 half-ton two-wheel drive Dodge with the slant 6 for $1,200 near me. Unfortunately, Wisconsin rust has taken its toll. Still cool to see a last year slant 6 truck. Yeah, I think that is the last year. No, Ken Robinson. Watching the new video, you said you got the new Dart off a Craigslist ad. No, that is not what I said. My old Dart, when I got rid of it, I traded it for the garbage can Cuda, which I found in a Craigslist ad. So that's how long ago that was. But yeah, I traded it on there, and then I saw that guy list it for sale. And then I saw someone else list it for sale, and I messaged that person, and I was like, "Are you serious? $5,000? Like, I dumped thousands of dollars into that car. It's not worth anywhere near what you're asking." And after that conversation, he raised his asking price to $10,000. It was really weird. It was up for a while, and he kept raising the price. That's backwards of what you're supposed to do. Anyway, are you threatening me? I don't understand what's going on. What if I don't want to smash the like button? I don't know, lovingly tap it. Jeff Hutchins wires everything with battery cables. His truck weighs 57,000 pounds. Nice. Ugh. Ow. The like button has been smashed. Nee! No! No, it's knee. No. You are Jamie, and it's a Mopar. It will run. It will run again. Oh, yes. It will run again. Run, yes. Smoke, yes, that too. McLovin thinks a roller cam 318 would be an interesting video, and I agree. And we're going to do that sometime. Blah Blah wants to see me build a twin turbo 318. I'm down with that. Hell yeah. Give the like button a little jiggle. 31-7, sports ball. Nice. Ken Robinson says, was at a swap meet in Georgia Saturday. Ended up buying more vinyl records than car parts. Real car part based swap meet might be dying. Excuse me. I'm going to respond to that. And I understand, like, there are certainly fewer of them than there were. Like, far fewer. But they're still out there, and there are still some pretty good ones. And to prove that point, I'm going to send you one picture that Evan, who works at Rocket, sent me about a week ago. One picture. And it's this. At a swap meet. They're still out there if you know where to look. Oh, and if you look way in the back there, way in the back, you might just, right under this finger, there's an aluminum blower manifold for 426 Hemi. And then, I don't know if I can find this. It might involve too much scrolling. Hold on. Wait, hang on. Hold on a second. And then, stop. Stop waving your hand in the shot. If you look here, you'll see it again. Still need a blower. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's one of my favorite things I've ever. AMC guy says, Portland swap was amazing this year, so I was told. The 1 year I couldn't go. Yeah, that figures. Jeff Hutchins, butthole. Bunghole, whatever. Yeah. Tickle the like button under the chin. Gopher Garage says Roller Cam 273 for the win. Dude, I always planned a roller cam for mine, and then I just realized I could just put the flat tappet in, and then this could be a whole engine this year. So that's what I did, and that's what I have. But yeah, my original plan was roller cam. I wanted to put a gear drive in it. I was looking for a gear drive and had Evan looking for one for quite a while. Got one for a Hemi, but never did find a small block one. I had a lot of ideas, and then the more I thought about it, the more I realized I don't know that it's really going to do that much, and I should probably just put it together with what I have. Stuart Cody says the gummies are kicking in. Anyway, yeah. Roller cam later. Yeah. It's impossible to ask any forum how to hop up a 3.9. That's only because they're not good. It takes serious lung capacity to blow a 426 Hemi. I don't know why, but that reminds me. Stupid Americans went to a Coke party, almost drowned. Apparently, one of my dad's favorite jokes. Junkyard D, where is the banana van in the queue? It's in it. I'm actually trying to get my ducks in a row for the Hemi build. I had been offered a sponsorship for pistons, which I was going to take. And then I finally gave them a size, but said, hey, by the way, I'm putting a blower on it now. And they said, not with our pistons, you're not. But here, talk to these guys. And I haven't heard back from them yet. So anyway, yes, there's a Mr. That's the wrong voice. There's a Mr. Grimm here for the reaping. Oh, all right. Why is there a penguin on the television? Connor A. Cavis, who picked up an A body 8 3/4 for a reasonable price at Fall Fling. Nice. I truly don't know when the banana's going to be together, but I want to do it. That's my... Tanner lost his cat, I guess? No está aquí. Pero tengo muchos. Martin Adams says, my knees are too bad to walk PDX swap. I've never been there because I know better than to go to swap meets. I just know better. But then I have friends that go to them and they find stuff to spend my money on anyway. Yeah. Anyway. Shake hands with beef. Boom, boom, I can't play that. Tanner says, a buddy of mine bored his 3.9 throttle body and made what we called a V7 throttle body. It was exactly between the V6 and V8 sizes. Wow. Stuart Cody says, took my absolutely original, beautiful 65 Cuda to Chryslers at Carlisle. Took first place in early A. Nice. Best swap meet in the nation. I've heard it's quite good. I used to play water polo. I got sick of drowned horses. Stupid Americans. Everyone's a cowboy. McLovin put up another link to the merch store. Please go there and buy stuff. I don't know any French. Ron Armstrong has been here and says it's been real. See y'all next week. Thanks for hanging out. There's like a hair. It's not good. Primus does suck. Yeah. I've made that noise a lot. That's annoying. Prices for, I don't know if you've noticed, but prices for everything have been getting out of control. But they seem to be getting less out of control. Dean has been exiled to the corner. Nice. Cypher F will have a DDG hoodie real soon, unless it gets lost in the mail. Let's hope it doesn't. That's only happened once. I haven't heard from that guy. I should check. Hold on. Oh, wait. Well, no, hold on. It's happened twice. Some stickers got lost in the mail. I believe that's what that was in reference to. And then said stickers were replaced by yours truly. And then they did show up eventually. Dude, it still shows that order as in transit. It was supposed to be delivered Friday, September 12th. And it's been bouncing around like a shipping center. Yeah. I hope he got a hold of THL and told him to bite him. I haven't heard any more about it. I also had an order. It shows attempted delivery, and it's said that for 2 weeks. Another DHL order. Anyway. Yeah, old iron. And remember, 90% of DDG merch was transported in on a Grumman LLV. Yikes. Pretty Dog, you still holding the 100K party at your house? Sure. Tiffany says one of our packages had an adventure before it got there. Chris's stickers showed up 2 months after being shipped. Yes, that's right. AMC guy was a dick to a guy trying to sell a Volare Roadrunner for 50K. Dude, one sold at auction for... Or no, wait, was that a... Crap. I don't think it was a Roadrunner, but it was an F-body, and it sold for a lot. Putnam County on Nighthawks at the Diner. So I own Nighthawks at the Diner. Oops. This mic's turned all the way down and I'm still picking it. Dean has become Dean. I have Nighthawks at the Diner, but it's on cassette tape, so I've never listened to it. That's fun. The quality of parts is going downhill. Yes, we've heard. We've noticed. Yeah. Robert thought the 76 Valiant on Marketplace for like $6,000 was crazy. It probably was, but yeah. Tanner finally saw an F-body. Saw an F-body last night without an engine. Finally got to study transverse torsion bars. Dude, I owned an F-body for quite a while, and I never even looked at them. Tom Waits on Austin City Limits, 1979. I haven't seen that. I'm going to. Wait, 1978? 1978. Rad. Definitely going to watch that. Oh, I'm going to have to get the hat. Hadn't even thought of that. I don't own any mail trucks. I did drift one in the snow once. Brady Dog, do you think a premium will be put on dead Dodge garage cars like Mr. Norm's? No. So far, no. Yeah. Stuart Cody, Jamie, what heads would you run on a big block if you had a choice? 440 source, Edelbrock RPMs, or Trick Flow 240? I port iron factory heads, so I'm not the guy to ask. I've installed a few sets of those 440 source heads. They're fine. I think the Edelbrock's probably better. The Trick Flow seems to be the hot ticket. This is a just Mopar Joe question. I mean, yeah. Robobert says LLVs are fun in the snow, especially in cul-de-sacs. Don't tell my boss I said that. Stuart Cody paid $300 for my first 1965 Barracuda, beautiful car. Couldn't buy that thing for $15 today. Yeah, my first Mopar was a $300 Duster. And it was parked on the side of the road. Couldn't have been there for long. I showed up, and this other guy showed up in a flat black Astro van. And I called the number, like, kind of bummed because I figured this other dick probably had more money than me. The guy said, I paid $300 for it. I think it said $300 on the windshield. And this was 2008. And it drove home. But anyway, the guy in the flat black Astro van, as the owner was driving over, said, I'm going to offer him $150, and if he won't take it, I'll walk. And he did. And the owner got out of his car, walked over to the other guy, extended his hand to shake hands. And the guy, before their hands met, said, I'll give you $150 for it. And the owner lifted his hand and turned to me, and it was hilarious. And I paid $300. And my then lady friend drove it home because I didn't have a license. And had allegedly been arrested for driving without a license or insurance. Allegedly. Anyway, I remember when they were still cheap. Why does Classic Dude Mike find the guy from Graveyard Cars creepy? He's interesting, isn't he? But we all are. Sing a John Denver tune. I like John Denver, but, I like Rocky Mountain High. That's pretty much it. Early to rise, early in the sack. That's not, what key is that in? What key is that in? Hold on, hang on. I got to think about this. Might be G? No, A. That is G. Thank God I'm a country boy. Tanner, Jamie, you said 2008. Weren't you 18 that year? Good math. How long did you wait to get your license? Bought that car when I was still 17, I think. I got my license 2 weeks before I turned 18. But before I had a license, I had 3 A bodies, and that was one of them. Yeah, I must have. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fire, got my own fiddle. Sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny kind of riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. That wasn't quite right, but you're going to have to just be fine with it. Yeah. Larry Smith says, can't wait to buy my first classic Mopar, trying to stick with a big block. Well, they're out there. Good luck. Amy. That's not the right melody. What am I thinking of? Amy. There you go. It's not my thing. Chris Greenhill had a good time despite everything. Yep. Smells like dinner. Nice. Pink Floyd's fantastic. We were just talking about that. Conroy Cavasu says, the room is darker because your hat is reflecting light back at the camera. You might be right. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, neat. But I've worn this hat a lot. I remember when I was in the old office, I don't think it was this hat. Some hat. The light was like a slightly different angle, and it would change the lighting every time I moved my head. Tanner feels like a good boy because he's yet to have a ticket. Wow. Good job. Nice. Wow. Fox Can Fix It is currently double dead dodging at work. Flooded 1970 swinger on the monitor, live on the phone. Dang, son. It's dedication. Okay. We found the line. I don't know any Carl Perkins. No. Yes. Craig Ferguson has a podcast called Joy. It's not as funny as you'd expect. Martin Adams hasn't had a ticket this month. Nice. Nice. Dinner will be done in 18 minutes, so I need to be there. I can smell it, and I am hungry. I thought we were going to have steak, but apparently we're having pork loin. Nice. What are we doing? Hank Williams song? Been looking at the Edelbach Victors. Pretty serious head, too. Absolutely. Hank Williams? Yes, I've heard of him. Are you sure Hank done it this way? Steak and mashed potatoes at the McLovin house. Yeah, we were supposed to have steak because we have some that are like allegedly beyond the date, but still look okay and might not tomorrow. But anyway. Sweet pig, pig, pig. My mom always did that. Country Roads is a good one, obviously. But Rocky Mountain High is my guy. Haha. Bro, my Ram Charger is showing 0 vacuum at idle, but it still idles. How? Showing on what? Because that's impossible. Mr. Sunshine on my goddamn shoulders, John Denver. And I'll be damned if... Wait, who was it? And I'll be damned if Charlie Rich didn't take... Mr. Rich didn't take out a cigarette lighter and light that award on fire in front of everyone. You saying you're going to light my country music award on fire? I'm just saying when my suspension's up, you better wash your ass or you'll light my ass on fire. Yeah. Travis Larson is just passing through. Swampy Swinger was a fun video. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's doing pretty well. Charlie Rich, yeah. You could have set my ass on fire. Let's see how the video's doing. It was 1 of 10. Now it's 2 of 10, but I'll take it. After yesterday's absolutely abysmal failure. I don't understand. I don't know, Bill and Boyd. Good vacuum gauge, manifold vacuum port on the carb. You're not on the manifold vacuum port. You're on the ported vacuum port. And maybe you know this. I'm just saying the high one is ported, so there should be 0 vacuum at idle. The low one is manifold. There should be vacuum at idle. But I'm going to tell you something because I just saw this. What was it on? It was on that Ram charger, that guy's Ram charger. He had a Carter competition series. It was on a 2 to 4 barrel adapter on a factory 2 barrel manifold, and both small ports were ported. His timing was run to manifold vacuum, but there wasn't manifold vacuum. It only had vacuum when the throttle opened up. So, while it's idling, take the hose off where you have it, put your finger on there. I bet you're not going to feel any vacuum. If it's on the top one, that's why. That's the ported connection. If it's on the lower one, on the right-hand side, and there's still no vacuum, I don't know what causes it, but I just saw it on a Ram charger. You're not using the connection you are using does not have manifold vacuum. Whether it's supposed to or not, it doesn't. Old Iron says, garbage can is too nice now and no one cares about it. No, no one cares about the racing. It's true. It's a verified fact. No one cares. They like seeing the car. They like seeing the car built. I assumed that seeing it do wheelies and stomp Tanner would be interesting to people. But no, they don't care. So anyway, it's a good lesson. I'm going to do more drag racing with it, though. Farm Truck 01. Swampy Swinger driveway burnouts? Well, the driveway's gravel, so that's a problem. It was the lower one. Must be weird. Try a different spot. Oh, by the way, your beard is getting glorious, and the Cuda is a cutie patootie. Thanks. I think. It's way past time for a trim. The soothing engine building videos. Yeah, well, I thought the garbage can stuff was cool, too. Tanner, you should beat my times. Please do. Yeah. We'll taunt you a second time. I don't even know what song you're talking about. Kane, what you do with it? The afternoon is heavy on your shoulders? My wife won't make me do anything, but she prefers a short beard. If my wife made me do things, I probably wouldn't have 3 Burst Les Pauls and 3 Rickenbackers and 25 cars. Old Iron says, you call it a disaster, but if I got 16,000 views on a video, that would be insane. I guess it's just perspective. And it is. And I know. And I say this to myself all the time. Like, I'm bummed because this video only got 10,000 views, but it got 10,000 views. And yeah, it's more over time or whatever. But, Heavy Early, when is Alan's Neon for sale? Alan's Neon is my Neon, and when is it for sale? I don't know. If you want to buy it, we can talk about that, but I'd like to do more with it before that happens. But you can email me at deaddodgegarage@gmail.com. Tanner's girlfriend likes him clean-shaven with a mustache. Okay. Sean Gladwell, how far away are you from Vancouver, Canada? 4.5, 5 hours? Yeah, I don't know. But the drag racing videos never do great. And I knew that. I just thought, again, this is the Barracuda. It's a build I've been working on for years, like talking about for years. The build videos did great, consistently, like really good. But yeah, anyway. Oh, the guy working on the Ram Charger with the unreadable name says, hey, by the way, when I was working on my Ram Charger the first time, I had no prior experience with carbs apart from on dirt bikes. Holy moly, Dead Dodge Garage has been a treasure trove. Nice. Happy to be that. Yeah, like the Hemi, racing is not obtainable for most. That's very true, but I don't know. It's fun. Heavy Early wants to see more videos of Neon Progress. May buy an ACR soon. I want to take it racing. Stuart Cody saw Hank in 85. Elijah was a wooden engine standing by the door. He fell in love with the engine maiden over at the antique store. Elijah just stood there and never let it show, so she could never answer yes or no. She always... All right, that's good enough. Stuart Cody gets by with a little help from his friends. That's true. I heard Scott shaved his beard. Yeah, Scott looks much younger without it. I shaved mine, and Tony said I can't take you seriously anymore. And multiple people were like, I feel like I'm being lectured by a child. You know. Anyway. I want to tell you a dirty joke, Bill, but there's a woman present. Don't worry, she's dirty too. I did get carded after I shaved. I didn't like it. Jeffrey Nunez is here. Jamie, 3-pedal solution for the Swampy Swinger possibly? Yes, I said it in the video. I'm going to do it. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. I really want to. And I have most of the stuff. God, I was going to play a song. I don't know what it was. And I need to go. I played 2 seconds of Kalijah. Oh, Kalijah, he never got his kiss. Oh, Kalijah, he don't know what he missed. Is it any wonder that his face is red? Kalijah, that poor old wooden head. And then one day, hold on. And then one day a wealthy customer bought that Indian maid and took her oh so far away, but old Kalijah stayed. Kalijah just stood there as lonesome as could be and wishes he was still an old pine tree. All right, good enough. I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'm a hungry boy. Oh, it's still there. Still got that surprise 5-2? Yes, I do. Big Bad John. All right. Stuart Cody cares. Nice. Swap the Swampy Swinger to a Rally Dash. Dude, I thought about that. I have a blue Rally Dash frame. I would just need a cluster and wiring and all the other stuff. But I'm thinking about it. I think that would be really cool. It's one of the coolest parts of the Swinger 340. Oh, we have Tom's here, right on time as usual. Week and a half to put a 70 Fury together. Wait, were you here earlier? I don't think I saw you. Anyway, he said good night. Yeah, good luck. Yeah. Does it have to run? Alan can help. All right. I'm probably going to have to go up there early this week. Hopefully not tomorrow. I got stuff to do. I got a slant 6 to build. That's going to be engine Wednesday. Well, that sucks. Skip run stand, paint it, put it straight in the car. No, it'll be a disaster. Never mind. Arbitrary number. My advice: drink heavily. Animal House. Stuart Cody would like to see more racing. Well, the track opens in 6 months. I'll see you there. Would you ever do a carb Gen 3, or are you morally opposed to it? Please don't ban me for the rude question. Maybe. I just, same as the Magnum, like I kind of appreciate the Gen 3 more with the EFI. So if I were to do a Gen 3, it would have that. Probably Holly Terminator or whatever. Copy, drinking heavily. I thought you were on the patch. All right, I gotta go. Slant 6 video Wednesday. Literally zero idea what you will see next weekend. We'll all find out together. Until then, as ever. Alan fell off the wagon. Well, cheers, bud. I'll see you soon. Hope your eye feels better. 70 GTX sometime down the road. I don't pick the projects. The projects pick me. It could happen. All right, good night, everybody. Good night, Dennis Wheeler. Say good night, Raquel. Good night, Raquel. Tiffany pushed him. Yeah, that sounds right. Ice fishing at the hockey rink is terrible. Wise words. Wise words. Okay, bye. See you later. Bye. 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 See ya.